Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Pain Train. Continuing on with my video game environment series, here's my top 5 small town and villages, stages, and areas in video games.
Hopefully this is apparent from the title, but this is my list of favorites. This is heavily influenced by my own subjectiveness and biases, but I will try to explain as thoroughly as I can why each area appeals to me. Also, I will be upfront with the fact that I am a Nintendo fanboy, and as such, most entries are going to be from those games. However, I am limiting it to 1 entry per series for each video, otherwise certain series would dominate these rankings. I'm going to touch on aesthetics, level design, and music. Without any further ado, let's go!
At number 5 we have Riverwood from Skyrim. I remember while playing Skyrim for the first time that this town was the first time I relaxed and let the tension off my body. Located on the bank of the White River under the shadow of the Throat of the World, this village helps funnel you towards Whiterun to tell of the dragon's attack. Despite it being a small town, it has a lumber mill, a tavern, a blacksmith, and a general goods store, so especially for early game, this town will have everything you need. You can help certain villagers around the town with tasks such as chopping wood or smithing armor, and this will let you take items from those people without it counting as stealing. Small towns in video games usually are associated with rest and information gathering, at least for action games, and as the likely first place you go following the dragon attack at the beginning of the game, it serves as a sort of tutorial on how communities work in Skyrim. When it comes to memorable little towns, Riverwood always comes to mind. Next at number 4 is Pianta Village from Super Mario Sunshine. This game had the unique issue of only having one true overall setting for its game in its tropical island environment, so the task of making each stage distinct came down to switching up its secondary locale, which it does by making industrial, theme park, haunted house, and small town. And despite it being a tiny village, this stage ends up being one of the most exciting stages in the game, as it's constantly dealing with disasters such as everything covered in fire goop, chain chomps being loose everywhere, or the Yoshi stage. That's not really a disaster in game, but it can be a nightmare for the player. High up on the mountain or plateau, this village is made up of many paths in a grid-like square that surround trees, structures, and a small river. There's a hot tub near the back, along with an underbelly of strange mushrooms and a mesh climbing area. There are missions both overnight and during the day which visually helps out the stage and keeping it fresh. Musically, it's pretty low-key despite the constant problems, with low percussion and other subtle instruments. Despite it being different from most small town areas in gaming, with this still being your standard Sunshine action stage, I find that it helps keep it memorable. The missions and the tasks for the most part are fun and challenging as you trend toward the end of the game, though I have no idea where the Piantas sleep. Coming in at number 3 is Kakariko Village from Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. The Zelda series is no stranger to small town, as almost every game except for the first one has villages. Kakariko in particular has been a mainstay in most of the games as well, but my favorite iteration comes from the 3rd game of the series. While I do enjoy the towns later on in the series, what puts this one over the top for me is that Link is well known amongst the town people even before his journey. That gives the town an even more personal feel compared to the other games where Link is either just starting his journey or is only known in the town he's originally from. But having Link have personal ties here beforehand deepens the immersion, as it seems Link has an effect on the world at large outside of even the plot. The music is extremely peaceful and lazy, and it becomes the staple music for Kakariko Village for the entire series. There's a shopkeeper, a bar, and a great many villagers who give Link items or helpful tips. Even though this isn't where Link's house is, it really feels like this is his home base, besides the possessed soldiers trying to hunt him down, that is. This small town serves as the initial version of maybe the most iconic small town in gaming, and has set the standard perfectly. In second place is Pelican Town from Stardew Valley. This game took me by storm this past year. I played it for the first time along with my sister and was astonished at how immersive and entertaining a game about farming can be. At the start, you quit a dead-end job and move to your late grandpa's farm in Stardew Valley to take care of it. This farm is on the outskirts of Pelican Town, a small village filled with very unique and engaging people that you have an opportunity to befriend or potentially even more. You do this by running errands for the townspeople or giving them gifts that they enjoy. The town is mostly made up of houses, the general store, museum and blacksmith, a supermarket, and an abandoned community center. The town serves as the center point between the farm, the beach, and the mines to the north. The music can range between quite a few different songs divided throughout seasons, usually cheerful, upbeat tunes. The residents really make the town feel alive as they all have their own agency and schedule, so they feel like they're more than just NPCs. It doesn't take you long to feel attached to them and the town itself as you try to figure out how to survive and thrive in your new world. Stardew Valley is essentially a game about maintaining and improving your farm, but it's Pelican Town that really makes this game a delight to play. And number 1 goes to Kakariko City from Pokemon Gold, Silver, and Crystal. I know. How long am I going to be allowed to cheat on my own list? But hear me out. I know it's called a city, but not only is it sometimes smaller than Lavender Town, but its relaxed theming and infrastructure really has more of a village feel that happens to have a couple tourist spots north of town than it does a city. Johto in particular seems to be going for a more olden-time Japanese feel, but Kakariko has the lore and architecture that really reminds you of those time periods. It's located in the woods between Mount Mortar and the fields to the west, and it is the center point of most of the legendary Pokemon of Johto, with the Ten or Bell Tower and its destroyed counterpart, the Burn Tower. There's also a dance theater where you fight 5 kimono girls and their evolutions to be able to get the HM for Surf. The gym in town uses ghost Pokemon, and its leader Morty is loosely tied in with the legendary plot in these games, especially Crystal. Musically, it's a very laid-back tune that seems to hide history and reverence between its notes. This location definitely blurs the lines between the town and city, especially since it's based on Kyoto in Japan, which is quite a large city itself. But when it comes to environment, I believe it's much closer to the small town feel, and whether it's the architecture, the information dumping, or the relaxed atmosphere that clearly contrasts Goldenrod City. I could have chosen New Bark Town, and while that definitely qualifies and is very significant to me in my memories, I feel Kakariko City is too great to ignore, and controversially takes the top spot in the small town biome.
So what did you think of the list? Who did I leave off? Who shouldn't be on here? Let me know in the comments below. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, please drop a like, subscribe, follow on various social media in the description below. Keep an eye out for more biome rankings in the future. And as always, have a blessed day.